Ever get that feeling, like you're watching a magician and you just can't quite tell what's real and what's a trick of the light?
I know what you mean.
Well, that's what we're diving into today. This whole idea of Maya, the illusion of the world. And we're turning to the Brahmakumaris for some guidance on this one. They always have interesting perspectives.
Yeah.
Their Murli, their daily message from October 13th, had this really interesting line. A knowledgeable person is one who recognizes Maya from a distance and makes himself powerful. And I think there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, there is.
What is Maya in this context, and how does it actually connect to knowledge and personal power?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it is really interesting how this idea of illusion kind of exists across so many different traditions.
Mm-hmm.
You see it come up again and again, and the Brahmakumaris view Maya as this illusory nature of the material world, right? Like the distractions, almost like a veil that prevent us from seeing our true spiritual essence.
So it's not necessarily about rejecting the physical world completely, right? But it's almost like seeing beyond the kind of temporary nature of it all.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, we all experience it, right?
Right, like we get so caught up in like wanting the latest phone or a bigger house. It's always like we're striving for something more. Is that like Maya at play?
I think that's a perfect example, actually. It's about, recognizing those desires, those attachments for what they really are,
Yeah.
which is really part of this illusory pull that we're talking about, Maya.
And so how would recognizing it, like how does that translate to personal power?
Okay, imagine for a second you're bound by ropes, but you can't actually see them.
Okay, yeah,
Maya's kind of like those ropes.
okay.
It's fear, it's attachment, ego, all of these things. And recognizing those things, it's like suddenly being able to see those ropes.
Oh, I see.
You realize, wait a minute, these aren't permanent. I can loosen their grip. And that is incredibly empowering because it allows you to start making choices from a place of clarity. You're aligning your actions with your true self, your true purpose.
And that's where the whole idea of the knowledgeable person comes in, from the Murli, right? They're not just kind of blindly going through life. They're actively recognizing these, what do you call them, these Maya traps.
Yeah, I love how you put that, these Maya traps.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly it. They're not just wandering around aimlessly. And in the context of the Brahmakumaris, a knowledgeable person isn't just someone who's book smart.
Right.
It's about spiritual knowledge, self-awareness. It's being able to see what is fleeting and what is eternal.
It's almost like a muscle you develop then, this ability to see through the illusion.
Exactly.
But like, how do we actually start to flex that muscle, I guess, in our own lives? I mean, it all sounds a bit mystical.
It might seem that way, I know, but it's really much more practical than you might think.
Okay.
Just start paying attention to your own inner world, your inner landscape. What are you really attached to? What triggers anxiety or fear for you? These are usually really good clues to where Maya might be kind of subtly influencing your decisions.
So by even identifying them, it's almost like we start to see the strings of the puppet show, right?
Yes, exactly. And once you see those strings, you're not a puppet anymore. You actually get to choose how you respond, how you act. That's the essence of transcending Maya.
That's a profound thought. It really makes you wonder what we're all capable of if we could really, truly break free from that. Something to think about.